Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. It is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday Thoughts. How is everybody today? I had a bit of a breakthrough this morning, and I know that part of the vibe is to kind of just I was about to say drag everybody along, but to sorry, hot mess today. But not drag everybody, to kind of bring everybody along on this journey that I'm on, hoping that it will help people, and so on and so forth. But I was on Instagram this morning, swiping. This is what I'm doing, swiping. And I follow a lot of positivity sites and a lot of places that are just very, they are metaphysically based, but their sayings are just so wonderful. And I came across one that was, notice how happy you get when you are just doing your thing. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different on the Tuesday Thoughts vibe. I am going to share a journal post that I wrote this morning. And I'm going to just start it from beginning to where I ended up. I usually journal at night. It is part of my 117 day project, which I know might seem a little morbid when I explain it. I have explained it before. From the time my mom was diagnosed to the day she passed was 117 days. So every so often when I'm feeling like I'm in a rut, I kind of take that time to go through 117 days and, what would I do if? And I, again, like I said, it sounds a little morbid, but I have to tell you, this is the fourth time I'm doing it. And every time I've done it, I have discovered new things about myself. I've moved forward on my path. And speaking of forward, that's where I think I got stuck yesterday. As I mentioned, my back was just not cooperating yesterday. In fact, it decided to show itself halfway through yesterday's vibe when it just bing attacked me. But that being said, I knew it was fear-based. I knew that it was something emotional as opposed to something physical, because I had done nothing to really kind of make that happen. And when I can't really pinpoint something that would have hurt my, any part of my body where it's hurting, I know that it's probably an emotion that's trying to manifest. And that is nothing woo-woo. That is, excuse me, see, somebody doesn't want that message to come out. That is your body telling you something. But anyways, I'm going to read this because it was really kind of a breakthrough for me from what happened yesterday. And I would like to just explain at the beginning that I have kind of treated going forward and moving on as two very different things. Moving on to me is like when you break up with somebody or something ends and you move on. Going forward is, what I think I need to do in respects to people I've lost in my life that have meant a lot to me, especially in the last few years. I've noticed that I've gone into a funk, and it's not a fun funk. I thought I snapped myself out of it. I have grown a lot during this time, but I think now that, all these things in my life have been healed, the part that was holding me back and the fear of change wasn't so much moving forward, into this amazing life that I am sure I can create for myself, instead of being stuck in this, wonderful life that I am living. My life is not bad. We all have things that can be better, right? But, I have great friends. I have great family. I have wonderful sisters. I have a great dad. They're amazing. Sorry. Apparently I wanted to reconnect. So anyways, that being said, I'm just gonna read this to you, okay? I think I'm a little nervous about reading it because it's, my journal posts are really kind of my own, and it's not that I'm afraid of sharing it. I guess, I guess I was afraid of being judged, which is weird because my aunt sent me this thing this morning about don't worry about what people think. And it feels so fitting right now. In fact, it's Marie's mom that sent it to me. But, and so I'm not going to worry about what people think. Like I said, I'm an only child, so my sisters are literally soul sisters. They are people that I was fortunate enough to choose and not get stuck with. So, anyways, I'm just kidding. That's mean to everybody who has siblings. I am literally jealous of some people that have siblings. So anyways, January 5th, 2021. I still keep wanting to put 2020. Anybody else having that problem? Dear Journal, I know I usually write at night, but I found this to be a curious thought. Notice how happy you get when you are just doing your thing. I love that thought. Then I thought about how I can get lethargic, which led to a completely new thought: depression. Not only in the sense that one would think, but in the sense that after Sissy passed away just 10 months after Mom, and then another friend a year and a half later, it just became too much and everything seemed to shut down and go into protective mode. Now, just before I continue on, I have not read this since I wrote it, so a lot of this might actually be new to me because it's like I just leave my body when I type, or even write in my journal. So, anyways, so I'll just continue with the last part. It just became too much and everything seemed to shut down and go into protective mode. No amount of therapy was going to help because I didn't realize how much of an underlying issue it was. I thought I traveled that road in therapy, but I didn't. I only traveled the road of coming to terms with their passings, although I attributed that to healing. So, I lost my spot. So my thoughts kept going, and I thought about my back pain yesterday and how it was emotion/fear-based. It made perfect sense, so I thought I would write about it. My thoughts sometimes spill out when I am typing because I just allow my brain to go and do its thing. That's when I realized I was afraid to move on without Sissy and Mom. I know it has been several years since they have passed, but this was deeply embedded in my brain, almost like a secret panic room that my brain could escape to. I used the deaths of two of my favorite people to hide from life, to stop the flow of all good things that are arriving and will arrive in my life, if only I allow myself to open up. I thought I closed my heart because it felt broken. I thought I quieted my soul because the pain was too much. But as it turns out, it was that sensitive part of my thought process that I closed off to the world. Sent to the panic room to hide so it wouldn't have to be sad anymore. But that didn't work because there was a world I'm missing out on. And while I have had some fun over the years and took an amazing trip, I haven't been living. My heart and my soul both know that healing their losses doesn't mean I will forget them. It means that I will be honoring them. I think I finally got my brain on board with this. I had to let it know healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means opening the door to a whole new world that they would want me to see, that they are showing me for me to see. It's a gift to feel them around, to sense their presence, and to know that holding back is not what they would want for me. And it is not what they would want for me. So I will probably write more tonight about whatever happens today, but I will tell you, after I wrote that, I woke up, my back felt fine, everything felt great, I felt normal again. And after I wrote that, I literally stood up and my back was in pain again. So I had to sit down and I had to kind of just take that beautiful noodle between my ears and just kind of stroke it and tell it, hey, everything's going to be okay. We're not moving on from those we love and those we've lost. We're moving forward with them, with their guidance, with them leading the way, with their, if regardless of what you believe in, kind of moving forward, if you will, their spirits guiding us, or if you won't, their memories guiding us. So, whatever, like I said, whatever path you choose to believe in, it's best that we don't get stuck in the mourning process. And I've learned that the hard way. It has taken me 6.5 years from the time Mom died, and 5.5 or almost 5.5 since Sissy passed away. And then, like I mentioned, I had a friend. I get very vague on that because it's not really my place to share their story. It is because they were a friend, but I try not to give too much away because it's, again, there's family involved, like their family involved. And, but it was something that deeply, deeply affected me, and it hurt, and it was hard to move on. That was like forgive the term, but that was kind of the nail in the coffin. So I wanted to share this because I feel like sometimes, especially as we start this new year, I feel like sometimes we get stuck, whether you're mourning the passing of someone or you're mourning something that has left your life, or your, a relationship, or maybe children moving on, or, moving far away from people that you know about because you may have gotten a new job somewhere else. I mean, whatever your sadness is coming from, determine if it's something that you're sad about or something you're mourning. Because a lot of times when we go into mourning, we tend to hold on to it, even if we don't realize we're holding on to it. And I think that was my thing. I did not realize that I was stuck in a mourning period until one day I was sitting around and I thought about two of my kitties that have since passed. One of them died prematurely. He had a undiagnosed heart defect, and it really broke the other kitty. And the other kitty was Riley, and Riley was she was my first fur baby. But I saw the changes in her. And a lot of people think, oh, they're animals, they don't feel. Yeah, they do feel. They make noises, which means they talk. Okay, they just don't talk in our language, but they feel the same things we do. They mourn their losses. And she was never really the same after he passed. They were pals, they were buddies, they grew up together. And the third one they grew up with, she was a bit of an alpha male. So, these two were they were the very sensitive ones. They were the very, lap kitty loving ones. And, I see a lot of what they went through kind of paralleling what I was going through. And I didn't think that was a thing that could be, but it was. And it was like a light bulb above my head. So again, I think the best we can do a lot of times when we're hurting and in pain is just to remind ourselves that, the pain's always going to be there. Because, especially if you've lost someone to death. And it was someone you're very close with, someone you love, the pain will always be there, but you will learn how to live with it and how to grow with it and how to nurture it. And, sometimes, sorry, my phone keeps doing stupid things, but, you will learn to grow with the pain. You will learn to live with it. You will learn to nurture it, and how to coddle it when it's hurting and how to laugh with it when you're feeling all these great joys of memories that you might have. But again, for me, after reading that journal post and really after I thought about what I was writing and, what was coming out of my brain at the time that I was writing, I realized that my fear wasn't so much about what's going to happen in my life. It was about what's going to happen in my life without the people who I miss so much, and really trying not to cry. Because, there's still so much more life to live. And I think a lot of times we just get stuck because we don't want to move on in this life without these people who did, really kind of push us in their own way, But I have two wonderful, wonderful sisters that I can still move forward with. I often joke and call older sibling, actually, sometimes it's a Freudian slip, and call her my mother, so she's a mother, but I know she's watching. But and yes, I'm sorry, I'm just reading the comments now. And baby sibling and I are related. We are cousins, so we're blood. So as she says, you were stuck with me. But now she's trying to cheer me up with I'm gonna sidetrack here because she just sent this thing that says there, hairy baby, and that's from Baymax when Baymax is petting the kitty cat. But we jokingly call me iOS for inappropriate older sibling because I don't always adhere to the laws of nature when it comes to people who are sad. I overly try to make them feel better, including making stupid comments, and she has told me that only I can get away with that. And I think it's because we know it's coming from a good place, because I've felt pain. I know pain. And I'm not the only one in this world that feels it. I'm not the only one that knows it. Every single person watching this video, whether you have lost someone or not, has felt pain. They have felt that mourning of losing something, whether it was one of your fur babies, a fish, whatever. We have felt it, okay? So, you know, if you're feeling sad, you know, reach out to your closest people and say, you know what, I just need something. I don't need you to say anything. I just need you to send me something, or to just, you know, send me stupid pictures or whatever. And Marie and I actually picked Baymax, because who doesn't love Baymax? I mean, you know, he's just joy in a box, literally joy in a box. But yeah, so if you haven't seen Big Hero 6, go see it. I am pushing that on you because it is a wonderful, wonderful movie. And even if you don't like the movie, you will fall in love with Baymax. If you don't, you are dead inside. I'm kidding. You're probably not dead inside. You're just not into Disney. But, you know, to me, you are. I'm just kidding. Here we go. Must be Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So anyways, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. When it gets too serious, it becomes a joke. But not like I don't care kind of joke. But, you know, just to kind of add levity to the moment. So I think that's really what I was trying to point out today, is how we should really move forward with carrying the love of those who we've lost, who we care about. Or if you're mourning something that, you know, was maybe a material object, maybe a former relationship, move on. Move on. Not so much from the material object, because, you know, sometimes it can bring out the joy in us. But, you know, move on from, you know, move forward with the memories. But if it's a relationship that was not meant to be in your life, move on. Move on, because there are better things out there for you. There are, you know, bigger things out there for you. This world is crazy right now. But if you look hard enough, you can still find the joy in it. Even in the situations that are happening, you know, there's people fighting for each other. You know, there's people stepping up for one another. There's people standing up for each other. And, you know, that's humanity. These are strangers that are coming together for one thing. That's humanity. When we lift each other up and we raise each other and show each other that there is a beautiful path out there that we can walk. So, anyways, I'm not even sure where that last stuff came from, because I feel like it was just my mouth going and not my brain. So thank you for letting me share my journal post with you today. I will post the quote about that said, notice how happy you get when you were just doing your thing. I know it seems like we kind of veered off of what that might have meant. Excuse me. But in all honesty, I don't think we did, because it really is that. Notice how happy you get when you are doing your thing. I learned a lot about myself just by journaling. I love to write. You know, typing is like second nature to me. Writing in my journal is like second nature to me. But when I write my stories, or I write my poems, or I write my blogs, or I even do these vlogs, I you know, I'm happy because I'm doing my thing. You know, when I go outside and take a walk, or when I'm not just sitting down being a potato, I'm happy because I'm doing my thing. So I think, you know, moving forward from mourning, and just take the memories with you, take the essence of their spirit with you. If you can tap into them, let them guide you. They're there. They're always there. You know, it may not feel like it, but they are. And there's just a way that we have to figure out how to move forward with the knowledge of them versus the physical presence of them. So, you know, it's really time to let go for me. And I'm not letting go of Mom and Sissy. I'm letting go of the mourning process so that I can move forward and honor them the way they deserve to be honored. So, there you go for Tuesday Thoughts. Well, it was a bit melancholy solemn, but I thought it went well. How about you? So anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Have a great, great week, even though I will see you tomorrow, because I often forget to tell people to have a great week. And I hope everybody in the tribe, my little vibe tribe, has a wonderful, wonderful day. I will talk to you tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday.